Hi, my name is David Nguyen, and this video will be a guide on how to create your first database using RDM. So the first thing to do is to install the latest RDM product from our website. Please download and install that prior to doing the rest of this video. Now once it's installed, please start a command shell wherever you want. You can do that on Windows by clicking the Start menu and typing in cmd. The next thing to do is to navigate to the folder where you want your database to be stored. In my case, I'm choosing to have it under the installed directory, and I created a folder called data. So you change directories into that folder, and you can start the RDM SQL utility, which will be our interactive SQL command parser that will let you go through and create the database. The first thing to do is to type create database. I'm going to create a library database, so it will simulate a library that you have within yourself. So I've named the database library. And the first table that we'll go with will be the author table for the books, since a library contains books. So you'll create a table named author. And for the author table, what we'll have as the first column of the table will be the last name of the author. So we'll name it last name. And an author's last name is characters, so it'll be of the character type, and we'll just limit it to 15 characters for any given last name. And we want this to be a searchable column of the table, so we'll have it be the primary key. The next column we want will be the full name of the author. So it'll be called full name, and this one we will allow to be quite a bit longer. So we'll just make it 50 characters long. And every author has a gender, which is just a single character. There's a year they were born. We'll have that be a small integer, as the number of years is a number that is not terribly large, and we do want to optimize space to some extent. Same thing about when they died. Int, and we'll have a short biography for the author. That one can be of a variable length. We don't know how long the biography is going to be, so we do not want it to be a strict size within the database itself. So instead of using a character, we will use instead of a variable character, or a varchar. And we'll have it be allowed up to the size of, let's say, 200 characters long. And that will close off the first table. So now you've created your author table. The next one we want to make will be the book table. So here we have a book ID. That will just be a way for us to quickly reference the book just based off of a short ID number or letters. So that will also be 15 long, and that will be the primary key of this table. Additionally, we wanted to reference the author table that we created before, and that primary key there was last name, so this one also will have a last name of the same length, and this one will reference that author table. Then every book has a title, and that can also be a variable long length, so we'll use a varchar, and we'll name the size, let's say 100 characters long. And this can be something that we want to be able to search upon, so we'll have it have a key. We should allow for a short description of this book, so that can also be a varchar. Maybe we'll just give it a length of 60, let's say. And some other additional information can be the publisher. Also variable length, 100 maybe, and let's let that be searchable as well, since sometimes you want to look up by just the publisher. And we'll do published year, and make that a small int. And we can index that in case you want to search by the years that books were published. And let's add a date that we acquired the book. And we'll have that be a date type. And let's throw in some additional information. Maybe the price of the book that we purchased, a decimal of size 10, and precision 2. since it is a numeric value. And we'll close it off here. So if you commit, what you'll see is that we've now created this database. If you navigate to the folder that I specified before, you'll see it up here, Raima RDM 14.1 and data. You'll see that there is now a library folder name, which is what we named the database here, create database library. And if you go in there, you'll notice that there is a single pack file which represents the contents of our database. There are no entries yet in there, so it's a relatively small size. That will grow as you enter values into it. But that is how you create your first database, and the next video we will go over will be how to add some data to the database and then how to extract it back out.